The Finance, Insurance, and Section 16 Lands Committee will come to order. Please let the record note in attendance are myself, Vice Chair Mr. Crowdis, and Dr. Cloutier, our new member. I'm going to keep this as brief as possible because I know we've been here a while. We have one consideration for approval of revised budgets for the 2023-2024 fiscal school year. Ms. Klingman is here, Supervisor of Finance. The committee recommends that the board approve the attached revised budgets for the 2023-2024 fiscal year for the General Operating Fund, 1 cent Sales Tax Fund, half-cent Sales Tax Fund, Child Nutrition Program Fund, and Special Revenues Fund. Moved by Mr. Crowdis, seconded by Dr. Cloutier. Ms. Klingman, did you want to come up and say a few things?
These are just routine budget revisions that we normally do at this time of year. When we do original budgets for our grant programs, we budget it on trend or estimated numbers, and in the latter part of the year is when they kind of true up and give us some of the rest of our allocation because they only give us 90% up front. So these revisions are to budget those funds, and while we're doing that, we also do revisions on our major funds, so all of our local funds. 3/4 cent is not in here because we already brought that a couple months ago, so we could budget the rollovers for the schools so they knew what their allocations were.
Any public comment? Mr. Crowdis?
No.
Mr. Cloutier? Any other board members? I did have a concern that something was brought to my attention, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to keep it brief. I will get with Ms. Bro over the next couple of days when she gets back. And, you know, this is going to go to the board, so I'll have questions for her between now and then. But it is regarding the estimated costs or the operating cost of our adult ed center.
Okay.
So it was brought up because the grant was renewed and it was actually increased a little. So the question was, what is our overall operating cost? So between now and the board meeting, if you can get that for me, I would really appreciate it.
I'll revisit it. Mr. Orgeron did request that information prior, about 6 months ago, and Mr. Dillard got that information from me. It's a blend of funds. It's local as well as multiple federal and state grants.
Well, and I explained that probably a majority of that was going to pay in salaries and whatnot because it is
Definitely.
federal funded.
It is, but it's not 100% federal and state funded. The local dollars do have to pick up the shortfall.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Any objections? Hearing none, so ordered. Matter number 3, matter bearing upon monthly budget to actual comparison report and monthly sales tax collections. This is informational item. Ms. Klingman again.
As per every other month, your monthly budget to actual comparisons are in your packet. And I'm happy to report that we don't have a decrease this for the month of November for sales tax. It's an increase of 2.08%. So although modest, it's not a decrease.
At least it's an increase.
Right.
Any
And if
board-
you look at the graph, I was looking at it earlier while I was sitting down. If you look at the graph, you can actually see it looks like it's kind of stabilizing. Yeah.
What I always do is take it and fold it, and put the 2 months next to each other. It's kind of hard to see.
Right.
Anyone have any questions? Nope. Thank you, Ms. Klingman.
Thank you.
There being no more business to come before the Finance, Insurance, and Section 16 Lands Committee, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Moved by Mr. Crowder, second by Dr. Cloutier. Any objections? Hearing none, so ordered.
We have one more left to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know when you're ready, Ms. Poole.